Hey, what's going on? Here's your girl Trisha. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell like a little story time about me and why I do what I do and why I focus my motivation mainly on men. When I was about, I say about maybe 10 or 11, um, my dad went to prison. And I was always like a daddy's girl. My dad spoiled me, you know what I mean, showed me love. He never did tell me he loved me, but he always showed me, love and spoiled me and, got anything I want for me. And once he went to prison, and my mom and dad were married, and my mom always stayed down for my dad. So he got out of prison when I was around about 23, 24, got out of prison. And by that time, I maneuvered through life and I got pregnant when I was 6. Yeah, like at the time, I really didn't know that was a traumatic thing that happened in my life. So like I said, I got pregnant at 16 and I got married at 19. You feel me? And all through that time, like I said, when my dad got out of prison, you know what I mean? And I know people that go through prison, and the men out there can really relate. Like, prison really desensitizes your mind. It's like you living in, when you come out, you still living in that prison, like in your head, and you still operating like you in prison, like you do a lot of stuff that's routine. And I already know it really messes up your mind once you stay in there like really over 10 years. So with that being said, that's some of the reasons I feel women do what they do, and they have like daddy issues. And yeah, and like I didn't know, like when I got married, you feel me? I married somebody that was sort of like my dad, or really the opposite of my dad. They spoiled me, took care of me. So, and by the way, I got a permission to tell this from my ex-husband, so it's cool. But yeah, the reason why I say that, because I live in like a small town in Tennessee. It's small, so when I get on here, everybody gonna know who I'm talking about. But anyway, that's the reason I, maneuvered through life and did what I did. So when I got pregnant, I had a son, and we was only like 17 years apart, and it was just wild because he became like my best friend. You know how mothers and daughters, their son is always going to be their best friend or whatever. So when me and my husband got divorced, my son went with me, and it was a tough time. And I want to say he had a tough time because I had a tough time not knowing how to raise a son that when I was so young. But yeah, he played football, you know what I mean, basketball. He really did good in life. You feel me? He was popular, uh, did really good in life. But he had a hard time identifying. And he had a hard time, like, really identifying himself. You feel me? Because, he had his dad on this end, and then I'm on this end, and we're not together. And with me, I didn't know how to show love because I didn't receive love from my dad. You know what I mean? I was still dealing with that issue. So it trickled down to him where he had some issues. And with that being said, that's the reason why, I kind of can identify what men out here are going through, because now in my life, I look back and I'm like, okay, that's why this happened and this, that, and the other. But truth be told, like, he went through a lot of stuff, did a lot of illegal things, and he got on drugs. He wasn't on drugs long, and he overdosed. He passed away about 6 years ago. You feel me? And yeah, and it was that fentanyl. That's what, he overdosed on. So that's a horrible drug to get on. And again, the reason I do what I do, because I know when men go through a lot of stuff, and my son had like a lot of women, and I know the reason why men go through what they go through is because they get their heart broke. They don't know how to maneuver through life, and they have kids, and then the baby mom may not be with him no more, giving them toxic trouble, not wanting to see their kids, and what they do to numb all their pain. Either they're going to go to marijuana or they're going to go to drugs. And just to numb everything and not really knowing who they are in life. You feel me? So that's why I always talk about God and, you know, don't never give up on life. You got a purpose. You need to tap into your purpose. Stop really chasing. But yeah, stop really chasing women. Chase your purpose. Tap into your purpose. And also, stop blaming women. You blaming somebody from your past, and keep it real. That's not all women. That's not all women. And you will never find that woman that you really want to be with unless you get right with you. Cause you're not gonna attract like a woman like me, and you got bitter issues inside. Like I could tell it's a spirit. I could tell. But y'all really get close to God. And also, I'm probably talk about this in another video. Like I was saying, my son played football all through elementary, middle school, and high school until he got out of high school. And I believe he had CTE. It's like a brain thing that once, yeah, like a lot of tackles and a lot of concussions. So that's what leads to that. So some of y'all can be acting out of anger because y'all don't know how to handle it. Maybe you played football when you was in high school and got a lot of concussions. But yeah, you numb it because you don't know really where it's coming from. And also with the women, need to empathize with that. But we got to get out of this division. Like God made man first, and then he made woman. So, you know, women is the helpmate. So that's why I do what I do. I love y'all, and peace, y'all.